George Matthews first opened a shop outside the historic borough of Reigate on the corner of Oak Hill Road and St Mary's Road about 1902. And this picture shows the shop at Christmas time with wreaths of holly and nuts. The holly was £1 a wreath, quite expensive I thought. Nuts mixed, 4p a pound, oranges 3p each. This was taken in and around 1912. But by 1907, Matthews already occupied one shop on the south side of the high street near Caffin's, the hairdressers. This shop had been home to a greengrocery business since the early 1850s. Opened by one John Smith and his wife Jane. They had had a shop before in the 1840s in West Street. John sadly died quite young. His wife carried on alone, but in a few years she sold out to a man called Richard Duff, who was here for very many years, but by 1918 Matthews had taken over the whole of this business. This shop, you will see in the next picture, this is the same shop, and you can still see above here, Covent Garden Warehouse. The shop we were seeing was there, and of course this was the way through for their cart, and the Matthews lived next door. The Matthews were a popular family who provided the town with a great deal of fun and colour between the wars in the annual Carnival. Their floats were always highly developed. This one shows members of the staff dressed up as Spaniards, and on the truck are children with sacks of oranges. You can just see them here. And they threw these out to the people as they passed. You wouldn't want one in your eye, I rather think. Particularly in the next scene, this was a later, I'm not sure what they were throwing at people here, coconuts perhaps, not a very politically correct scene we might think today, but people loved it. More of this may be seen in Caroline Burnley's video. I expect some of you have seen it, showing scenes from pre-war carnivals. After the war, the shop was sold to Mayors, who continued here until the whole building was sold to Safeways and converted back into 3 separate retail units. One other greengrocers I wish to talk about was that run by the Underwood family. Their first shop and storerooms were at 60 Holmesdale Road, and it's still possible to see, you can't read it really here, but on the side of the house it says Seville House, Holmesdale Road, Underwood, fruiterer, greengrocer and potato merchant. Samuel Underwood came from Leicestershire to Reigate in the 1870s and acquired land on Holmesdale Road, on which he established the Ray Park Nursery, and he built this property later on that site. He was profoundly deaf, but he didn't inhibit him running an extremely successful nurseryman and seedsman's business, and his sons then went on and developed the business of greengrocery. By 1896, Arthur, his son, had acquired a shop on the north side, dear, I think we've missed it. Never mind, on the north side of the high street that was already being run as a greengrocer's in the row of shops which is called the Pavement. It's hard now without a picture to tell you exactly where that is. He died in late 1907, and the business continued through various hands until the 1990s, or even the year 2000, it was run by Moe. I'm sure many of you remember him, and he had to give up because he couldn't park his van outside the shop. It's now called Blink, the shop. I'm sorry about this, we've gone on. There's a gremlin in here somewhere because these were all in the right order and they've suddenly moved round.